Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon, because here we uncover the hidden treasures that might be lying right in your pocket. Today, we are going to talk about one of the most fascinating and often overlooked coins from South Africa, the 1980 50-cent coin. At first glance, it might look like an ordinary piece of metal, but what if I told you that this coin could be worth thousands of dollars today? Yes, you heard that right. This small, silver-colored coin might hold a story that connects history, rarity, and hidden fortune all in one. Let's travel back to 1980, a time when South Africa was changing rapidly, both politically and economically. The 1980 50-cent coin was part of the third decimal coin series introduced after South Africa adopted the rand system in 1961. Made from copper nickel, this coin featured a design that many collectors today call a piece of art. On one side, you'd see the proud portrait of Jan van Riebeeck, a symbol of early South African history, while the other side carried the springbok, South Africa's most iconic antelope, a symbol of grace and endurance. Together, these two images captured both the struggle and the spirit of the nation. Now, to most people, a 1980 50-cent coin would seem ordinary. You could find them in change, in old drawers, or even in forgotten piggy banks. But among collectors, there's something special about certain coins from this year. Not every 1980 50-cent coin holds value, but the ones that do are truly exceptional. Why? Because during minting, variations occurred. Some were struck slightly off-center, some showed light doubling on the lettering or the image, and a few were struck with dyes that had worn down, creating unique surface textures and patterns. These tiny minting errors and details can transform a regular coin into a collector's dream. Another reason for its rising value lies in scarcity. Over time, many of these coins were melted down, lost, or damaged. Finding one in excellent, uncirculated condition has become rare. Serious collectors pay top prices for coins that have sharp edges, bright surfaces, and no visible scratches or discoloration. The better the condition, the higher the value. That's why it's always worth checking your old coins carefully under good light. You never know what you might find. Now let's talk about what makes the 1980 50-cent coin truly captivating. It's not just the metal or the design, it's the story behind it. Every coin carries a piece of history, a silent witness to a nation's past. Think about it. This small coin may have passed through the hands of workers, merchants, and travelers during one of the most turbulent periods in South African history. It's like holding a time capsule, a fragment of memory from an era when life was very different. And when something like this survives decades in pristine condition, it becomes a bridge between the past and the present. Collectors often look for coins that represent moments in time, and the 1980 50-cent coin does exactly that. Its beauty lies in simplicity, yet its story runs deep. Even the feel of it, the weight, the texture, the sound when it drops on a table, has a charm that modern coins just don't have anymore. Many older collectors, especially those who grew up in the 1970s and 80s, feel a strong emotional connection to these coins. For them, collecting isn't just about money. It's about preserving memories, culture, and history. If you happen to find a 1980 50-cent coin in your home, don't overlook it. Examine it closely. Look for signs of originality, sharp details on the springbok, clear wording, and minimal wear. Check if the coin has any unusual features like doubling, misalignment, or slight toning that gives it a unique color. These characteristics can significantly boost its market value. Some collectors are willing to pay premiums for coins with special minting features or perfect uncirculated grades. Over the years, coin collecting has evolved from a simple hobby to a serious investment opportunity. And coins like the 1980 50-cent piece are at the heart of this growing interest. The market for South African coins has seen a remarkable rise, driven by collectors who recognize their historical and artistic importance. Older gentlemen who once carried these coins in their pockets now look back with nostalgia, and some are shocked to discover that these very coins have become valuable treasures. Imagine someone finding a coin they once used for a small purchase, perhaps to buy a newspaper or a cup of coffee. and realizing today that the same coin could be worth thousands of dollars. It's that surprise, that hidden potential, that makes coin collecting so fascinating. Every old coin holds a mystery waiting to be uncovered, and the 1980 50-cent coin is no exception. So, if you're someone who loves history, values craftsmanship, or just enjoys discovering rare finds, this coin is one to look out for. It's not only a reminder of South Africa's rich heritage, but also a symbol of how value can emerge from the simplest things, if only you know where to look. And now, the moment you've been waiting for, the current estimated value. Depending on its condition and rarity, an exceptional 1980 50-cent coin from South Africa can fetch as high as $22,000 in today's collector's market. That's right, a small piece of metal once worth half a rand could now be worth a fortune. So, check your collections, your old drawers, or that dusty coin jar in the corner. You might be sitting on a hidden treasure without even realizing it. And if you enjoyed this story and want to discover more coins that could change your life, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for the next episode. Because here, we reveal the secrets that time tried to hide. And who knows, the next valuable coin might be the one in your very own hands. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to this channel and press that bell icon, because every week we uncover rare coins, forgotten treasures, and the incredible stories behind them. Who knows? The next coin we talk about could be sitting right inside your drawer right now. Now, let's travel back to 1989, a year that marked change, pride, and resilience for South Africa. The world was shifting, people were hopeful, and right in the middle of it all, a small piece of metal was quietly being minted, the 50-cent coin of 1989. For most, it was just pocket change. But for a true collector, this coin is a doorway to the past, a connection to history, and today, a potential fortune. Think back for a moment. The late 1980s, the smell of fresh newspapers, the radio buzzing in the background, life moving at its own steady pace. You might remember holding this very coin in your hand, maybe when you were buying a morning coffee or paying for petrol. It wasn't worth much back then, but time, as it always does, has turned the ordinary into the extraordinary. The 1989 50-cent coin wasn't just another coin. It was a reflection of a nation in transition. On one side, you had the proud South African coat of arms, the symbol of strength, unity, and endurance. On the other, the beautifully detailed strelitzia, also known as the bird of paradise, a flower that stands tall and unbreakable, even through the harshest of conditions, just like the people who used it. Each coin from that year was minted with precision. Nickel and copper blended to create a gleaming surface that caught the light, a coin made to last. But what no one could predict back then was how valuable some of these coins would become decades later. You see, not every coin survives the passage of time. Some were lost, some damaged, and only a handful remain in near-perfect condition. And that's what makes collectors hunt for them with such passion today. It's hard to explain to someone younger why this matters. But for those of us who lived through those years, coins like this aren't just money, they're memories. They remind us of a time when life was simpler, when every cent mattered, and when things were built to last. You didn't throw away coins like these. You carried them, used them, and trusted their worth. Now imagine holding one today, untouched, shining just as it did in 1989. That same 50-cent piece, perfectly preserved, could now be worth more than most people ever expected. Why? Because collectors around the world are searching for coins that tell real stories. And this one tells a powerful story of a changing nation, of craftsmanship, and of time itself. For collectors, there are three things that make this coin special. First, the year. 1989 was a defining moment in South Africa's history, making it a sought-after piece from a historic era. Second, the design. Few coins carry such elegant simplicity and national pride. The strelitzia flower, detailed with fine artistry, captures South African beauty in its purest form. And third, the condition. Coins that remain sharp-edged, uncirculated, and gleaming are worth a fortune today in the collector's world. They call this brilliant uncirculated condition. It means the coin has never been used, never passed from hand to hand. These coins are the crown jewels for numismatists, and when it comes to the 1989 50 cents, the best preserved ones can command incredible prices. But let's talk about what really makes it valuable: nostalgia. You see, coins like this connect people emotionally. They remind us of who we were and where we came from. For many men in their 50s and 60s today, these coins carry memories of long days at work, of families growing, of saving coins in jars for something special. These are not just cold pieces of metal. They're witnesses of life, and that's why collectors are willing to pay high prices. Because they aren't just buying coins, they're buying time. They're buying moments frozen in metal, minted in the story of South Africa. Every mark, every small imperfection on these coins has meaning. Each tells a story of where it's been, whose hands held it, and what kind of life it's seen. It's amazing to think that a simple 50 cents coin from 1989 can now open doors to stories that many have forgotten. So, if you have one of these coins tucked away in your old drawers, take a moment. Pull it out, hold it up to the light. Look at the details: the flower, the coat of arms, the edge. You might be holding something far more valuable than you ever imagined. Some of the rarest 1989 50 cents coins have been sold in private collections for prices that shocked even the experts. And here's the truth that might surprise you. A perfectly preserved, rare version of the 1989 South African 50 cents coin has reached a market value of up to $20,000. That's right. A coin that once bought a loaf of bread could now buy a car, pay off a debt, or even become a small piece of your legacy. And that's why every coin collector, every history lover, every man who remembers those years should take another look at what they already own. Because sometimes, the greatest treasures aren't buried deep underground. They're right there in front of us, waiting to be rediscovered. So don't let this story end here. Go and check your old collections. Ask your parents, your grandparents, or even look through that forgotten box of coins. You never know what you might find. And if you enjoy stories like this, stories that bring history, heritage, and hidden value back to life, then make sure you subscribe right now. Because the next coin we uncover could be the one that changes how you see the past forever. Remember, one small coin can carry an entire lifetime of history. And in the case of the 1989 South Africa 50 cents coin, that small piece of metal could now be worth $20,000. So stay curious, keep collecting, and keep the past alive, because every old coin has a story waiting to be told. Before we begin, take a second to subscribe if you enjoy discovering rare coins, hidden treasures, and the stories behind the currency that might be sitting unnoticed in your drawer. Now let's dive into something truly fascinating. Something that could be lying in your pocket change or forgotten in an old box, yet hold a surprising value few expect. There's something deeply nostalgic about holding a coin in your hand, especially when it comes from a time that seems not so far in the past, yet carries a history most people overlook. Let's take a moment today to talk about a coin that's flown under the radar for many years. A small piece of metal, just 50 cents in face value, yet more valuable than gold to the right collector. We're talking about the 2008 50 cents coin from South Africa. Now, if you've ever traveled, lived abroad, or collected coins over the years, you might know that South Africa has a rich tradition in coin minting. From the famous rands to their unique wildlife series, South African coins are known for their detailed design, strong symbolism, and limited mintage. But the 2008 50 cents coin, at first glance, doesn't scream rarity. That's part of what makes it so fascinating. It's easy to dismiss. It's small, it's bronze-plated steel, and frankly, it looks like millions of others in circulation. But that's exactly what makes this story worth telling. Because behind its ordinary appearance lies a secret known only to a few collectors who understand the coin's unusual journey and its incredible value today. Imagine this. You're sorting through some coins, maybe clearing out a drawer or flipping through a childhood coin album, and you come across a South African coin from 2008. You turn it over. The South African coat of arms is on one side, as expected, and on the reverse, a beautiful image of the Strelitzia reginae, better known as the bird of paradise flower. It's a symbol of beauty, uniqueness, and strength, fitting, considering what this coin represents. Now let's step back and understand why this specific year and denomination matter. The 2008 50-cent coin wasn't minted in large quantities. In fact, for reasons not officially published, the mintage was significantly lower than surrounding years. This already puts it in a more exclusive category. But it's not just the low mintage. It's the minting anomalies and variations found in that year's batch that elevated it into a realm of true collectability. Collectors started to notice something odd. A very small batch of these coins had a misalignment during the strike. Others had slight off-centering or unusual edge markings. These weren't immediately obvious. You wouldn't catch it at a glance. But for trained eyes, or even just someone curious enough to look twice, they were gold mines in disguise. By 2016, word had begun spreading in niche collector circles. Coin forums lit up. Numismatic clubs began trading these coins privately. Prices began to creep up. What was once a pocket change piece was now being valued in the hundreds. By 2020, some particularly clean examples with verified anomalies were fetching prices in the low thousands. Fast forward to today, and the demand has only grown. Why? Because most of these coins are lost to circulation. They were used and spent without thought. Unlike commemorative issues or special mint runs, this was a standard coin. People used them in vending machines, bought newspapers, paid for parking, and in doing so, wore them down. High-grade examples are few and far between. Even fewer carry the unique markers collectors hunt for. It's also about nostalgia. Many collectors, especially men in the 55 to 65 plus range, remember a time when coins were more than just currency. They were a connection to the past, a way to hold history. The 2008 South African 50-cent coin fits perfectly into that sentiment. It's a piece of recent history that feels distant enough to be collectible, yet familiar enough to strike a chord with those who grew up during the age of physical currency. There's also the global factor. South African coins are increasingly gaining international attention. With more collectors from Europe, North America, and Asia entering the market, values have surged. Online auctions have seen bidding wars for rare South African coins, especially those with verified rarity or unique traits. So what does this mean for you? It means you might be holding a small treasure without even realizing it. If you've traveled to South Africa, collected coins casually, or inherited old coin stashes from parents or relatives, you may have one. And if it happens to be in decent condition, or better, with signs of a minting anomaly, it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Coin collecting isn't just about hoarding old currency. It's about understanding stories. The stories behind the design, the year, the politics, the people, and the production. It's about finding a thread that ties your memory to a moment in history. And every now and then, it's about stumbling across something rare that others overlooked. So, next time you're clearing out your drawers, organizing your safe, or flipping through your collection, keep an eye out. Look closely. That small, unassuming 50-cent coin from South Africa, dated 2008, could be sitting there waiting to be rediscovered. And here's the part that'll surprise you. The highest recorded value for a rare 2008 South African 50-cent coin with the right mint condition and unique variation? A stunning $4,500 US. Yes, you heard that right. A 50-cent piece. $4,500. That's the kind of return that reminds us why we collect, why we preserve, why we share these stories. So if you haven't subscribed yet, now might be the right time. Because there's a world of value hidden in the everyday, and we're here to uncover it, one coin at a time. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Before we begin today's journey into the world of rare and valuable coins, make sure to subscribe to this channel right now. That one click could be your gateway to discovering treasures you might already have in your home. Don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss a story that could change the way you look at your old coins forever. Now, let's talk about a coin that has quietly made its mark among collectors and investors. The South African 50-cent coin from the year 1985. To most people, it might look like just another old coin tucked away in a drawer or forgotten in an old wallet. But for those who truly understand the history and rarity behind it, This small piece of metal holds a story far richer than gold. The year 1985 was an important one in South Africa's coinage history. It was a time when the nation's mint was transitioning through changes in both design and metal composition. The 50 cents coin from this period was crafted with precision and carries more than just monetary value. It carries a snapshot of history, politics, and craftsmanship combined. Many people overlook this coin because it was produced in relatively modest quantities. But what few realize is that within those mints, certain variations and minting errors have turned a once common piece into an extraordinary collector's prize. When you hold the 1985 50 cents coin, you'll notice the portrait of Jan van Riebeeck on one side, a figure deeply connected with South African heritage. His image stands strong and proud, symbolizing the nation's origins and resilience. Flip it over, and you'll see the springbok, the graceful antelope that has become a national emblem, representing strength, endurance, and pride. It's not just a design, it's a statement of identity, engraved in metal. Collectors today look for very specific details when it comes to the 1985 issue. The condition of the coin plays a massive role. Coins that have retained their original luster, with sharp edges and a clean strike, are valued far higher than those that show wear. The metal composition, mainly copper and nickel, has ensured that many of these coins survived in decent condition, but very few remain in truly uncirculated form. Those few are where the value lies. Over time, the demand for this coin has grown among international collectors who appreciate the historical significance of South African coinage. What makes this coin even more special is how certain variations from specific mints have extremely limited numbers. Those rare mint marks or slight design differences make the 1985 50 cents coin a hidden gem. Experienced collectors are now hunting for them in private collections, estate sales, and old coin boxes because they understand its future potential. It's fascinating to think that something as small as this coin can tell such a powerful story about a country's past. Coins like these were in the pockets of ordinary people during moments of extraordinary change. Every scratch, every mark could be a trace of history itself, someone's memory frozen in metal. And today, that same coin, once used for everyday purchases, has become an item worth far more than anyone ever imagined. Many older collectors, especially men who grew up during that era, feel a special connection to coins like this. It's not just about the money. It's about nostalgia, about remembering a time when craftsmanship mattered, when things were built to last. They remember the days when a 50 cents coin could buy something meaningful, and now, decades later, that same coin could be worth thousands. It's like life coming full circle, an old coin finding new glory. What's truly remarkable is that these coins still appear in collections passed down through families. Sometimes, people discover them accidentally while cleaning drawers or sorting old boxes. And when they realize the potential value, the surprise is unforgettable. That's why it's so important to always check your old coins carefully. You never know which one might turn out to be a treasure. Experts suggest examining the coin under good light. Look closely at the edges, the lettering, and the surface for any unusual marks or errors. Coins with minting defects, like double strikes, misalignments, or slight variations in the rim, are the ones that fetch exceptional prices at auctions. A perfect example is the 1985 issue, where certain rare variations have recently caught the attention of international buyers. As with all valuable coins, authentication and grading are essential. A certified, high-grade 1985 50 cents coin can easily surpass the expected market price because collectors are willing to pay a premium for assurance of quality and authenticity. So, if you think you have one in your possession, handle it carefully. Avoid cleaning it or polishing it, as that can reduce its value. Keep it in a protective holder and consider having it graded professionally. Every coin has its own story, but the 1985 50 cents from South Africa is one that stands out. It's not just about rarity, it's about legacy. It reminds us that value can come from the most unexpected places, that even an old coin once used by millions can become something that changes someone's life. Think about it. Somewhere out there, Someone might still have this coin sitting in a box, unaware that it's no longer just 50 cents. It's a collectible worth a small fortune. And the next person to find one could be you. So before you spend or trade away any old South African coins, take a moment to look closely. That small piece of metal might just hold a secret that could surprise you. And now, here's the part that makes this story even more incredible. According to recent evaluations and collector market trends, a pristine, high-grade 1985 South African 50 cents coin has reached an astonishing value of $9,800. Yes, you heard that right. What was once just pocket change has now become a piece of history worth nearly $10,000. So, before you put away your old coins, remember this story. What looks ordinary might just be extraordinary. Don't forget to subscribe for more hidden treasures like this, because who knows, the next coin we talk about could be sitting in your pocket right now.